Hi guys, let's roll. Couple of news stories I want to show to you and one video clip. The background image, wow. Long time ago, 1995, if someone were to say to me, Paul, when did you work in Portugal? How long ago was that? I'd say, oh, well, it's got to be 10, 15 years. I just had a look, it was 30 years ago. That's how quick a man's life goes. It doesn't seem like yesterday. Where am I on there? I'm on the catamaran on the right. It's an Obi cat. When I was out there, I took my international sailing certificate to sail an Obi cat anywhere in the world. It was great. The guy who taught me was a Dutch guy. Wonderful chap. I hope he had a good life. Anyhow, I used to, once I got the sailing certificate, I had a smaller cat that I would sail up the River Tagus. It was me getting my certificate. And at the same time, there was Alex McCann. He worked at the British Embassy. We used to kick around a lot then. They were good days, happy days. I could have stayed in Portugal, you know. They wanted me to stay. I had a wonderful accommodation, home, with a maid, provided by the company. I was extremely well looked after, well thought of, exceptionally well paid. I didn't come cheap in those days. My mind was sharper then. But there you go. That's just to remind you of how quick time goes. Make sure you look after your loved ones, especially your wife. Give them the attention and care that I perhaps neglected because I was so hooked on a career. Make sure you've got time for your loved ones. Anyhow, let's get rid of that, get on with the stories. And we go to here. First story. Net migration in the UK has fallen to its lowest level. Oh, just 204,000 people came in last year after all the ones, British people we know left. And I tell you why I wanted to tell you about this story. Day before yesterday, my brother rang me, one of my younger brothers. He was the one who served in a missile regiment in Germany. He was the driver on one of those big giant lorries that carried tactical nuclear weapons. And they would drive all over Germany so their positions wasn't located. And they died in the forests and the woods of Germany. And they'd just sit there, and then the next day they'd drive off and they'd park up somewhere else. I think there were 5 of them in his unit. Well, he had a phone call day before yesterday. I won't say the names, obviously. And it was from one of his former comrades who done really well in life. He became a millionaire with his own business. And he asked my brother to meet up, he said, for a last goodbye, because he was emigrating to Italy and he was taking his business with him. So they were arranging that before he goes. And then my brother said, I'd be the last one left in this country, Paul. I said, how do you mean? He said, well, out of the 5 of us who incidentally used to come and stay at my home, or rather my mother's and father's home, and they'd stay there. It was like a barracks at times. The house was either full of me and people from the Navy, or my brother with people, his comrades from the missile regiment, or my other brother, who was a para, 7th RHA, be full of paras. Their house used to really rock. My father loved it. They were great times. And I'll have to put up an image one day. My mother's gone. She wouldn't mind. And I doubt if those paras would care either. They know the kind you mess around with. Anyhow, so My brother from the Missile Regiment, his friend is emigrating to Italy and he's taking his business with him. And out of the 5 of them, he told me he'll be the last one left in this country. Two of them went to Australia in the last year, and the other one went to Bulgaria 2 years ago. So 4 out of the 5 have emigrated, and the reasons they all gave were because of what is happening in our country, and they've got children and they wanted their children to grow up in a safer world. Kind of frightening, isn't it? Kind of frightening. Anyhow, let's have a look at this article. 2023, after all us white British people left, we still had 944,000 of them come in. 36,000 are living now in asylum seekers. Settlers are living in hotels, 36,000. They are saying, making a big deal of it, that this is down from 56,000 at the end of 2023. Where did that other 20,000 go? Well, they went into homes that should have been going to British people, British veterans. Yeah. Now, for those of you who do not realize that this is happening deliberately, driven by the globalists, I want to show you this. And I want to thank the person who left this link in the comments. I wasn't aware of Promethean updates. What a superb channel if you're interested in what is happening in the world. Listen to this. The title is Central Bankers Confess Mass Immigration is Their Final Solution. They said the quiet part out loud. I'll just play a bit of it and then you can go watch it for yourselves. I wish you would. Anyhow, this lady is superb.
I bet you didn't know that the world's central bankers just said that unchecked immigration is the only solution to the economic crisis we've all been living through. You might have thought that the great replacement theory, the idea about replacing skilled workers in the advanced sectors with millions of low-paid immigrants, was some racist conspiracy idea only alive on the internet. At least that's how the media played it. Now it turns out this is true, and the desperate central bankers who Donald Trump is now making obsolete are confessing it openly. I'm Barbara Boyd, and I've been following how central bankers degrade human labor and create fascist movements from the 1930s forward.
She said something there about President Trump. This is absolutely true. Donald Trump has got he's a bit quirky, but I'm surprised he's still alive, because he is trying to dismantle not just the deep state, but the warmongering globalists, the ones who just get rich from perpetual wars. And he's had enough of it. He's a human being. Yeah, I have my differences with some things, but I've got a funny feeling he's throwing me a curveball and going to surprise us all. But anyhow, I've drawn your attention to that channel. The subject and the topic of the video that she's speaking in about how mass immigration is all part of the plan. You didn't doubt that though, did you? You already knew. We should do if you're watching this channel. Right, now where should we go next? I'd like to play that in full because it's an amazing video, but you'll have to go watch it for yourself. Oh, I see, I've already liked it. Okay, next we're going to go to here. The Met Police. What are they doing? Apart from making fools of themselves. Met Police records more non-crime rate incidents after they were banned than before. So they were going to stop these non-crime hate incidents, but it turns out they're just carrying on as normal. Yeah, they never closed. Yeah. They increased the number of non-crime hate incidents it recorded after it announced it was dropping them. Surprise, surprise. Nobody's surprised, are they? Here they give the figures. 599 in, well, just a couple of months. Yeah. So they're working away as usual. The Met claims that continuing to record the incidents is useful because they are valuable pieces of intelligence to establish potential patterns of behavior or criminality. Criminality to them means thinking. People like you, people like me, thinking and asking questions. We move on. Nigel Farage. What has he done? Over on the Rag Mirror, Rattled Reform leader Nigel Farage issues new statement on racism allegations. I saw the interview from the Daily Mirror guy. That journalist wiped the floor with Farage. It was embarrassing to see. Farage could have shut him down oh so easily. He could have shut him down oh so easily in so many different ways. Instead, he sat there and took it like a bitch being bred, the sweat pouring down his face. It was embarrassing to watch. Enoch Powell made a hateful speech in 1968. I can remember it. I was 19. I watched it. That saw him booted out of the shadow cabinet. It was not an hateful speech. It was just a warning to the country. Right. There is no suggestion Mr. Farage still supports the views of Mr. Powell. And that's one reason why I don't support Nigel Farage and reform. Because he's backtracked on it, yeah? Everything Enoch Powell said was right. Everything Enoch Powell predicted has come true. Oh, you're supposed to have said that Hitler was right. I don't know what Hitler was right about or what he was referring to. I'm sure Hitler did say some things were right. I mean, what he done in rebuilding the German economy, well, that was right, wasn't it? Then again, there's Stalin, one of the most murderous people the world has ever seen. I mean, I'm sure he said something right now and again. Farage says something right now and again. So yeah, if Hitler said something that was right, I'm sure he did. Not sure what. Who knows what a vegetarian is thinking? Uh, oh well. I think that's about all I got for you guys. Let's have a look. Nah, we won't bother looking at the channel. Let's call that a wrap, is there? Now, shall I try? Shall I keep on trying, guys? Tell me. Do you want me to keep on trying? If you do, like, subscribe, and share. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. I don't know, pressing stop recording again.